Well, hello, good morning, all my writing friends out there in internet land. I started the stream just a wee bit early because we've got, I think, an important conversation going on in the chat, and I'm super glad that everyone who is here is here. Um, Sometimes it sounds like, well, we've got kind of two things going on right now. One is trying to find inspiration for your writing when you've lost your inspiration. But what do you do if that inspiration comes from lack of support? So, hi, everybody. Hi, DA and Linda and JM and Athena and Samantha and Zachary and Athena. And who else is here? I know NJ is here. Let me scroll up and see who else am I missing? Thank you, everybody. Hello. If I missed you, I am so sorry, but I'm so glad that you guys are all here today. And oh, Robbie's here. Good. SK. Hi, everybody. Yeah, so like, what do you do when you need a support system, you guys? Well, I mean, one, we're here for you. I know it's probably weird to think about building a support system that is completely and totally made up of online friends. But I'm going to be honest with you guys because I have been working in communities for like the last 7 or 8 years, working in writing communities. Some of my very best, closest friends are all people that I met online in the chat of a webinar, in the chat of a YouTube video. We ended up connecting, totally jiving, and they have been some of my strongest supporters. So, as a matter of fact, probably my very first champion in the writing world, I met in a YouTube chat. His name was Michael Raymond, and he lives on the other side of the world, but we have met in person and hugged each other. And he is still constantly, kind of a big piece of support in my life and with my writing. So I am so glad that you guys are here for each other. I should just say, like, end of lecture. I see we're also asking questions in the chat about formatting. And we are talking about formatting all week this week in #Indie Summer. As a matter of fact, Hank is going to be sort of our resident expert on formatting. I can tell you guys, I am not the resident expert on it. Yes, it is essentially making your work look pretty. So when you, I love you guys too. So when you guys, export a book, so a Microsoft Word format, double space, 12-point font, Times New Roman, 1-inch margins. That is industry standard for a manuscript. So if you're sending a manuscript to an agent, that's the format that you're going to send it in. But if you notice, if you open up a book, this is Times New Roman, but let's look at another book. This one's also Times New Roman. You are eventually going to pick up one book that is not Times New Roman. Actually, I think this one is too, but it's the font, it's the spacing, it's the size of your words, it's what your aspect ratio is for your book. So notice, like, some books are a little smaller, some are a little bit bigger, and you have to change your formatting, your font sizes, your spacing to correspond with what your print book will be. There are programs that essentially will do it for you. You can also do it in Microsoft Word. I know Doug said he did his very first book in Microsoft Word, and it just takes a little more time. It's not as easy as drag and drop. But formatting is super important when you're taking your book from manuscript form into something shareable that you can sell out there in the world. So we have 28 seconds left to go. What are you guys working on today? Because I am on the last little stretch of revising my book just before it goes off for my final copy edits. So that I'll be working on today. Good luck to you guys. We'll keep talking here in 20 minutes. Bye, everybody. All right, everybody. Here we go. We've got one sprint in the books. Let me go ahead and make sure I share the second sprint in case anybody needs the link. They should all be in the description of the YouTube video and also on Facebook. But let me know how you guys did. It looks like I added 87 words. I know I'm going to be adding a few more because this particular revision pass for me is weaving in a touch more about like the emotional thread. So let's see. Oh, Rosalinda's here. Hi, Rosalinda. So Zachary got 168. Writing demonic isn't as easy as it seems. That's funny. Samantha, 190. Athena, 639. Plus a scene that's already slated for deletion. Elena, 232. Okay, 667. Nice. J.M. Brown, 766. Emily, hi, Emily. You're here. Good. 199. Rosalinda, 224 words. So happy. Awesome. And Linda wasn't counting, but edited at least 3 paragraphs. That's good. That's good. Oh, Robbie's working on her reverse outline of her book. That makes me think Robbie texts me later because I have something to tell you. JM. Oh, you've got an ergonomic keyboard. That's so funny because my wrist has been hurting me and I just got one of these to put in front of my keyboard and I have made so many typos trying to like lean with my wrist on it. So I feel you. Danny, 0 words just got here. All right, well, you can make up for it next round. So let's see. Ooh, I should make sure that I connect to sprint number 2 so that we can see we got 2 minutes and 51 seconds left. Oh, Rosalinda, I can't even feel sorry for you that summer writing is hard if you're on a boat in Greece. I feel like you're just living the life, man. So 0 sympathy for me, though. That sounds amazing. I'm just sitting here at my farm with the chickens out the window. So and the teens and the husband moving around behind me. So I don't always feel like I get as much done as I'd like to. So, all right. So I got how many words you guys have been adding and deleting, but what are you guys working on? Let us know. Let's see. Yeah, you have to relearn how to type. It's weird when you change your keyboard because my keyboard is one of those really flat ones like this. And I know like Hank has one that I think it's ergonomic, but it's also the typewriter clicky one that makes all the noise. And he really likes it. I know there's a name for that. I don't know if it's like mechanical typewriter, mechanical keyboard, what it is. I can't stand to write on those. I feel like it takes my fingers too long to find the place. I want it to be relatively flat because that's what I'm used to. So I feel yeah, you change your keyboard, it's like driving a whole new car. You have to figure out how to work the radio and connect your phone. I can't stand it. So yeah, that's a flat MacBook one. That's kind of what I have, Zachary, for sure. Oh, Linda, are you editing chapter 18? I think I'm on chapter 18 too. Let me look. I am. I'm on chapter 18. We're like chapter twins. So, all right. Linda and I are both editing chapter 18. What about the rest of you? Athena's in the middle of her book, climax of Act 2. Then you're back on track for the rest of the plot. Nice. We know Robbie's working on her reverse outline. We know Rosalinda's just on vacation. And I think, Zachary, you said you're writing demons. Oh, Rosalinda's on book 4 of your series. Nice. SK, chapter 7 of who, how many? We'll find, right? All right, everybody. 20 minutes. See you again. Good luck. Okay, everybody. There we go. Second sprint in the books. Let me stop sharing that part so you guys don't have to look at the endless like mirror of screens going on. How did you guys do? Let me see. Let me see what my final total was. Looks like Hmm, I don't even know how many words I got today. I can't tell from the bottom of my screen. So let's see. Athena got 445 in this one. Nice. JM, 745. Samantha made it to my writing goal, 300 words today. Moved on to some critiques for a friend. Nice. Elena, 379. Zachary, 318. Danny, just 100. Just 100 my butt. That's good. So Rosalinda, 440. Linda, 256. 256 words added. Nice. Very, very good, you guys. Um, well, let's see. How many of you guys, and let me go ahead and get the next sprint up as well. How many of you guys are working with us on Indie Summer? I'd be curious to know. Are you guys working along at the same pace, or are you just, there we go. Did I get it? There it is. Are you working along at the same pace, or are you following along and taking notes? I'd be really curious how you guys are doing, because I'm sort of working along at the same pace. I can't do my formatting this week because even though I do have Vellum, so Vellum is my formatter of choice, and I've used it in the past. I can't until I get my edits back from the copy editor, and my copy editing slot. I hired one copy editor and then I got ghosted. And so I had to get at the back of the line for another copy editor, and she doesn't take my book until August 25th. So I am taking this week to sort of like just do a little zhuzhing, and then I'm calling it quits. And I'm going to go ahead and send it off to her early in case she can get to it early. But otherwise, I am so excited, you guys, because I've been working with an illustrator from the UK. His name is Finn Dean. I think he's amazing. And nothing makes my heart happier than when you open up a book and there's a map in the front. And so I have paid him to do an illustration that is a map, because maps are one of his specialties, a map of the farm where my story takes place. And so that's what I was doing this morning. Was I was going back and forth and giving him some of the parts and pieces and the layouts of my farm. And I'm just like, I'm so excited. I can't wait. I think I'm going to print it big and frame it and hang it on the wall. So yeah, Rosalinda loves maps too. I love maps. I don't know, even if it's not a fantasy book, like I feel like it's a fantasy fairy tale thing. And my book is sort of like a folklore, like a farm folklore. So I feel like it fits. But I'm so excited about that. NJ's saving all Indie Summer stuff on a playlist to refer to when I'm at that point with other books. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, NJ, you've put some books out in the world, so you probably have done quite a bit of this anyway. So Norantis is a good free application for making your own map. Oh, let me show this on the screen so everybody sees. Norantis. So I know there are a couple sort of like D&D ones that you can use. I know my kids have kind of messed around with them. So I think that's really fun. I know all you guys out there, there's quite a few of us that are all fantasy writers. And so I figure I'm speaking your language. All right, so we've got 40 seconds until our last sprint starts. Yeah, so, incarnate is another one, Athena says. So yeah, that's really cool. There's a little bit of a learning curve to it. I think like everything in my life is a learning curve right now. So, on map building software that's more contemporary. Oh, so here, look at this. If you guys know the answer, put it in the chat. So, all right, I'll see you guys in 20 minutes. Good luck in the last sprint. All right. There we go, you guys. Third sprint in the books. How did everybody do? I ended up on chapter 20. So not too bad. I only have 29 chapters in my whole book. So making hay. That feels good. Oh, it looks like so Incarnate could also work for contemporary maps too, for any of you still following the thread of our conversation before we went into this last sprint. So that's really cool. Let's see. So Athena got 629 for a grand total of 1765. Zachary got 414, got a little distracted. Samantha, let's see, got some great work done today. Good. SK 1576. Robbie outlined one more chapter. Wonderful. SK says it's so fun to write about romantic anxiety. That is pretty fun. DA, I don't know if you're still here, but I hope you got a little something done, or at least felt like you were supported. I feel like this is a good group to come to if you just need a shoulder to cry on. And I bet you could find somebody here too who would give you a little bit of feedback. Make sure you go and ask in the community. So let's see. Danny said, struggled through some surprise body horror, but got to 300. Nice. Rosalinda, 403, total of 1,111. Good word, or good number. I don't know if they do lottery in Greece, but maybe you should go buy a lotto ticket. Linda, 220, words completed chapter 18 ahead of time. Woohoo, nice. Let's see. JM, 633. Nice. Everybody did really well. So tomorrow Hank has sprints. And actually, no, tomorrow is Doug's day, but you're going to see me again because Doug is on vacation. Hank and I are going to split sprints together. So we do also have an Indie Summer podcast on Wednesday. Hank's got his normal sprint time on Thursday. And then on Friday, we have the Q&A about formatting. So come and bring your questions, and we'll get Hank the master to get them all answered. So anyway, you guys, thanks for joining us today. Even though Doug's on vacation, I'll channel Doug. Make sure you hit like and subscribe so that you get notified every time we go live. And I hope to see you guys in the Dabble U community. Bye, everybody.